One of the most important benefits available to members of the Maryland State Retirement and Pension System is disability coverage in the unfortunate event that they become permanently incapacitated from performing their job. While we hope members never have to apply, we designed this detailed guide of instructions, deadlines, and other important information to assist members and their employers if the member ever needs to file a disability claim. Only members of the retirement and pension system can file a disability retirement claim. Retirees and former members who withdrew their contributions and interests are not eligible to apply. For more information about who is eligible to file a claim, please view the Overview of Disability Retirement video on our website. A member may choose to file for disability if their doctor determines that the member's medical condition prevents them from doing their job. Only if the member is unable to apply may their employer file on their behalf. The one exception to this law is for members of the Maryland State Police Retirement System. Therefore, by law, it is the member's responsibility to diligently pursue their claim. We realize eligible members and their families wish to receive their disability benefits as soon as possible. Members and their employers are key players in expediting the process by providing documentation in a timely manner. To avoid a claim being closed, information must be received prior to the stated deadlines. How to apply. A member filing a disability claim is required to submit the following forms and documents to the retirement agency. Since it is the member's responsibility to diligently pursue their claim, the member must make sure the agency receives these materials. Disability forms and documents. All sections of the Statement of Disability, Form 20, must be completed, including the statement and the member, coordinator, and physician sections. The Preliminary Application for Disability Retirement, Form 129. The application for an estimate of disability retirement allowance. A current job description signed by the employer. Leave and performance evaluations. And other relevant medical records. In other words, medical records related to the claim. The Statement of Disability Form 20 is divided into 3 sections. The Applicant Member section is where the member states their medical condition or incapacity and explains how this affects their ability to perform their job. The claimant must read, complete, and sign in all applicant member places requested on the Statement of Disability, including Part 1 of the Physician section. The applicant provides Section 2 to their retirement coordinator, who is usually someone in their Human Resources Department. Section 2 notifies their employer of their intention to file a disability claim. The coordinator must complete and sign their section and submit the listed employer documents. The member provides the physician medical report to their doctor to be completed. Be sure to read all instructions and points to know before submitting a claim. Remember to read all instructions and points to know. There are several places on this Statement of Disability that require the applicant's signature. Check the form to make sure all necessary places have been signed. It is essential that the member describe all conditions and symptoms impairing their performance. An accidental disability claim requires a list of every accident the member believes caused their disability and a description of the accident that permanently incapacitated the member from performing their job. An accidental claim must be filed with or prior to an ordinary disability claim unless an injury occurs after the claim is filed. The release of medical records authorization must indicate the name of the employer and all physicians. The signature also must be witnessed by a competent adult. Section 2. The Retirement Coordinator Employer section. It is the member's responsibility to request employment information from their employer and ensure it is submitted to the retirement agency within 45 days from the date the member submitted the claim. Even if the member has separated from employment, their prior employer is still required to complete Section 2 and provide the requested documents. Employers provide the retirement agency a completed copy of the employer section, an employer-signed job description, sick leave and/or accident leave usage records, performance evaluations for the previous 12 months, and all accident or injury reports. A letter of explanation from the employer is required for any missing information. Usually, employers send the forms and requested documents directly to the retirement agency. Section 3. Physician's Medical Report. The applicant completes and signs Part 1 of the Physician's section and provides the report to their doctor. At least one physician must complete and sign this form. Additional forms may be submitted from other medical doctors. On the physician's medical report, the doctor indicates the applicant's diagnosis and prognosis. The treating physician should also submit medical records supporting their evaluation of the member's ability to perform their job. Sometimes doctors send the form and requested documents directly to the retirement agency. Please make sure the doctor knows the date they are due. The member is responsible for any cost for medical documentation or visits with their treating physician. The preliminary application for disability retirement is an extremely important legal document. The purpose of Form 129 is to protect the benefit to the beneficiary if the claimant dies after the disability claim is approved but before their retirement date. Again, this form is only limited to the time the claim is in process. It is void after the retirement date. Only one payment option can be selected. For option 2, the beneficiary must be less than 10 years younger than the member, unless their beneficiary is their spouse or disabled child. A verification form 143 is necessary to name a disabled child. The preliminary application must be notarized. Therefore, do not cross out or alter the form in any way. The date the form is signed by the applicant and the notary date must be the same, and the employer signs the bottom of the form. State police and members of LEOPS do not have to complete this form, as the death benefits for those systems are slightly different. The application for a disability estimate is the most frequently forgotten form, but it is required to start the claim process. The agency will calculate an estimate if the disability claim is approved. The disability estimate includes the options for beneficiary coverage. For the purposes of financial planning, active members receive an estimate of the basic disability allowance in their annual personal statement of benefits. The estimate application is slightly different for state police and members of LEOPS. To avoid delays, members should make sure they are using the correct form for their system and make sure to submit their estimate application with their other disability forms. The claimant is responsible for proving the disability claim through medical records. Records should include recent as well as historical medical documentation of the member's ability to perform their job. Medical records may include X-rays, surgical reports, and other diagnostic reports. Examples of the type of reports that may be helpful are listed in Section 3 of Form 20, the Physician's Medical Report. The member, not the Maryland State Retirement Agency, is responsible for obtaining these records. The member is also responsible for any fee that is associated with obtaining a record. Additional documentation is required to file an accidental or special disability claim. Copies of the employer's first report of injury, all employer accident reports, and all Workers' Compensation Commission awards, orders, and forms must be submitted with the other disability forms. If you apply for and receive any related workers' compensation benefits, your accidental or special disability retirement benefit may be reduced or offset by an amount equal to the related workers' compensation benefits. This may result in a suspension or reduction of your disability retirement allowance for a period of time. Please take this into consideration if your workers' compensation benefit and disability benefit may overlap. After an initial review, the medical board may request more information or an independent medical evaluation. The state retirement agency will pay for the independent medical evaluation. The board may also request to wait a period of time to determine if the disability is permanent or will improve with time or treatment. The member is responsible for any cost for copies of medical records or visits with their treating physician. The claim process can take 1 to 6 months, depending upon the time it takes for members to submit requested documents and whether further medical evaluation is deemed necessary. Accidental claims take longer. Members and employers help reduce the waiting period by making sure the initial claim forms are properly completed and promptly submitted to the agency, along with any other requested information needed to determine the claim. Please alert the retirement agency if the member is terminal. Terminal claims are given priority status. The overview of disability retirement video on our website provides further guidance through the disability process. This is a quick, friendly reminder that applying for a disability retirement is a two-step process. If the member is approved for disability, the next step is to submit the paperwork to apply for a retirement allowance. The Maryland State Retirement Agency will mail an estimate of disability retirement allowance after the claim is approved. To accept a disability retirement, the member must complete and submit retirement forms within 120 days of approval by the Board of Trustees. Retirement paperwork must be filed by the deadline to receive a disability allowance. We care about our members and are waiting by the phone, ready to guide them through the disability process. Give us a call.